Okay guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. Okay guys, I am back for video number 3. I've given my voice a bit of a rest and hopefully I can get through just the few Q posts that we have today. So we're going to get right into that and here we go. All right, so it is about 11:45 p.m. Eastern Time on November the 19th. So by the time this gets uploaded, of course, it will probably be the 20th. But anyway, let's take a look at these. They are worth looking into. First thing we have here, the first post for today, is a link. We're going to go out to look at that in a couple minutes. Actually, we've looked at it before, but we're going to look at it again because Q has directed us to it. And Q says, phones were present. FISA goes both ways. Information warfare. Q. So what's he talking about? That phones were present. Well, let's go take a look.
First of all, in April, former Prosecutor General Lysenko, the good guy, remember, that came in after the bad guy was taken out? He decides to give an interview with Ukrainian media. And in that interview, he makes a stunning comment. Quote, I don't know how, but the Americans got an audio recording of Mr., how do you say his name? Sitnik, of his conversation. Now, that's the guy who ran the Anti-Corruption Bureau. He was arrested.
I don't know how, but the Americans got an audio recording of Mr. Sidnick's conversation. He is resting with his family and friends and discussing how he would like to help Hillary. Well, Q is telling us how. FISA goes both ways.
With his family and friends now and discussing how he'd like to help Hillary. Oh. So the guy who's in charge of the anti-corruption, they caught him on tape talking about how he'd like to. Well, let me play it for you. Now, this is the first time, strange because it's been out in the newspapers in Ukraine. This is the first time that we know of that this has been translated by anyone in the media in English. I just want you to listen. Now, the speaker you're going to hear is Director Sitnik, and this is what he said. Listen.
He's saying, did those people, those Russians, okay, hang on. We've looked at this before, but I guess it is, did they, those Russians, help him, your people? And this is the Director of National Anti-Corruption Bureau of the Ukraine. I think they did. Oh. Oh, did they? Yes, I helped him too. Not him, but Hillary. I helped her. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Then her position tottered, right? Well, this is how they write about. This is how they write about it, right? And Ivan, Hillary's humanitarian aid.
Clinton Foundation.
It says Hillary's humanitarian aid, something indiscernible, and then America. Well, I'm about the commentaries at that. Well, I am about the commentaries at that time. We were not in, and then it's indiscernible. And Ivan says, no, there, it was. Trump, his purely inner problem, issue. They dominate over the external matters. While Hillary, she is, how shall I put it? She belongs to the cohort of politicians who compromise hegemony in the U.S. Both in the U.S. and the entire world. Right. For us, it is sort of better. For the Americans, what Trump is doing is better for them. Well, we have lots of those American experts here now, and then it's indiscernible. Well, there you see why Hillary lost the elections. I was in charge of investigation of their black accounting records. We made the Manafort's data available to general public. So what? He was in prison, Manafort, then was the head of the supreme headquarters of Trump. Right, then he was dismissed too, including due to the black accounting. After that, he was sentenced to 80 years. How about Trump? He did not give us shit. They have their system working there. Hang on. I don't think last time I read it out for those of you on your tiny little phones. How about Trump? He did not give a shite. They have their system working there and it works smoothly. Everybody works smoothly there. And when they carried out the elections, a week before the elections, FBI reopened the investigation in respect of Hillary. So her rating dropped for 7%, and that is why Trump managed to win the elections at a pinch. I am still unable to understand why he is fighting with FBI. They try to catch him on the hand. If it were not the FBI, he would not have won the elections. They torpedoed Hillary's rating.
Well, that seems pretty kind of...
So... let's listen.
Wow.
That seems kind of pretty, wow. So anyway, that is what Q is wanting us to know. Let's go back here now. Because he said phones were present. That's how they got it. That's how they got that information. And FISA goes both ways. Information warfare. Q. Now, you know, it's interesting to hear them, you know, admit, yeah, we helped Hillary. We didn't help Trump. They didn't help Trump at all. Anyway, all right. Let's go on to the next one and disregard this for now. I put that in there because Q alludes to it. We've got this. The next one says February 11th, 2019, quote, Q is quoting himself, by the way. Step 4, open new fake and false investigations as chairman of the House Intel Committee to retain disinformation campaign designed to keep liberal Democrat Americans on board to regain power and prevent prosecutions. Executive time. Q. Then Q is asking us, pre-public awareness? Like clockwork. D. 1 to 6. Enjoy the show. Q. Well, in order to fully discern what Q is saying here, we need to go back to a post of his from February 11th, 2019. And here it is. Q is saying, let's actually use facts. Step 1. Hype an invented threat of POTUS working with the Russians. Disinformation campaign. You know, we can check that off. That's already been done. Step 2, send FBI, DOJ, Congress, Senate, CIA, NSA, Intel, Five Eyes, etc. to address and investigate the imaginary threat. Well, we can check that off. That's been done. Step 3, justify the special counsel, that would be the Mueller investigation, and millions of taxpayer dollars spent as necessary to protect the public and our election process against an imaginary, made-up, non-existent threat, which really is designed to protect the illegal activities of many elected officials. Well, check. That was already done. We had the Mueller report, wasted millions and millions and millions of taxpayer dollars to protect an imaginary threat that they themselves made up. Now, step 4, open new fake and false investigations as chairman of the House Intel Committee. And who is that? Adam Schiff. Step 4, open new fake and false investigations as chairman of the House Intel Committee to retain disinformation campaign designed to keep liberal Democrats, Americans on board. Because why? They want to regain power and prevent prosecution. Executive time, Q. Then below that, Q says, life lesson, Adam Schiff. The next time you leak classified information, don't have your phone or allow phones of the unknown go between students present. FISA works both ways. Q. So Q is saying here that step 4 was to do exactly what he explained back in February, to open a new and false investigation. The Mueller investigation didn't work, did it? So they had to come up with something new. And how would they do that? Well, let's start what we're going to call a impeachment inquiry. And that way we will, come up with new fake and false information, and it'll keep us, it'll keep this disinformation campaign going. They wanted to keep it going as long as they could to dissuade people from voting for Trump in 2020. And it was also designed to keep the Democrats on board. They want to regain power and prevent their own prosecution. Well, that's where we are right now. So he says, like clockwork, D, 1 to 6. So I think he's saying the Democrats had a plan, step 1 to 6, and enjoy the show, Q. Well, are we enjoying the show? In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. I'm getting so mad at the Democrats, I could spit, but I guess that's probably everyone. Now, I think even the Democrats are mad at the Democrats right now. So then we're going on to the next post by Q, and he again gives us a link to look at, and it goes over here. I've already clipped that out to save us a little bit of time and to save my voice. The Clinton Foundation has lost $49.6 million since 2016. Why would that be, do you think? Well, Q tells us, pay for play only works when you hold a position of power. It's only a matter of time. Q. Clinton Foundation continues to hemorrhage money following Hillary's loss. The Clinton Foundation's revenues dropped to a 16-year low in 2018 and reported a third straight year of losses, a trend that began in 2016. And why? Why is nobody giving to the Clinton Foundation anymore? Aren't they just doing their good work like they've always done? Why is nobody giving to it anymore? Because the only reason they were giving to it in the first place was because they were giving to the Clinton Foundation in exchange for favors that the Clintons gave them. But they no longer have power. Well, mostly Mrs. Clinton. She no longer has any power. She can't promise them anything. So, consequently, the money dries up. Pay to play only works when you have something to barter with, like power. She doesn't. So the money goes away. And this is interesting, if you ask me. This is the last one that Q posted today. And it says, there is no step 5. We're on step 4 right now. And Q is saying, there is no step 5. The end. It's the end. Q. So whatever's coming next, which we know is the D-class FISA Inspector General's report, that is going to end this, according to Q. And we have no reason to doubt him. He has been right so far. Now, my voice is done. The posts are done. So I'm going to call it a night at this point and sign off. So you guys, thank you so much for listening, and check in with me tomorrow. I will be recording, I hope, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. So thank you so much. Have a good night. Stay safe, stay well, stay blessed, and keep seeking truth, because deception bites.